handmade store looking at swatches called Pat O Butter. Well, I'm gonna be making some butter in a paint shop, and I'm going to race their paint shaker. So we've got some heavy cream, we're gonna find out. Okay, sweet butter, as it's officially known, is butter without salt. Salted butter, it's got salt in it. We've got our canister here. Look, we're not gonna fill this thing up the whole way. We'll fill it about halfway up. So you can do this at home. All you need is a jar. You can put a marble in there, that helps things out a little bit more, but I'm gonna go traditional. And then this guy. Put a little white. We have our canister loaded with heavy cream. Now you can use 35% whipping cream, but we've got 52% heavy cream from Sunworks. This is what I'm up against. Ready, set, go. So, butter very likely originated from the types of people who had a lot of horses and cows and all that kind of stuff. They discovered butter very likely from putting it in a leather patch or sack, taking a ride somewhere on their horse, and then the agitation and the shaking around, the long ride and the cold. So when they arrived at their destination, they had butter, not knowing exactly what it was. Probably tried it, really enjoyed it. Since then, it's been pretty awesome. I can feel now that things are starting to get a little more firm. I think I've gotten to the whipped cream stage. You don't want this jar to get too hot. So you can see I'm holding it up top. You want butter to be made at around 12 to 18 degrees Celsius. Oh, we got butter happening. So we're about halfway there. You can see we've got really kind of looks like chunky whipped cream. The next step will be the moisture and the liquid coming out away from those fat globules. Let's see what this little contraption over here. See what this contraption came up with. So after about 4 minutes, we've got really thick consistency, but we want this to go back in and get some chunky butter. Round 1, 4 minutes of uninterrupted agitation. We're both going on to round 2. Another 4 minutes, we're gonna see what happens, which one of us gets the butter first. Off we go. It's actually helping it. It's good consistency. We are now halfway through round 2, and I've got butter right here. All my fat globules have released themselves from the liquid, and they're forming a big clump of butter in there. All I have to do is open this jar up, take this big lump of butter out of there, okay? It totally tastes really delicious.
Like butter?
Yeah, like better than butter. It's just like absolutely sweet and delicious. Now to finish this off and to keep this in the fridge, run it under cold water and sort of mush it around with your hands a little bit. The water's not going to get stuck in the fat because it's fat, and water and fat don't get along so well. But what'll happen is it'll push all the other liquid out. Now, the machine into round 2, we're going to open it up. Okay, so what we have here is where I was at the end of round 1. We have a lumpy whipped cream, so the fat has not separated from the liquid. That means human versus machine butter throwdown. Human 1, machine 0. So back before what we perceive to be hygiene, people used to use butter to keep bugs away. They take a little bit of butter. Now what butter does as a hygiene benefit, keeps flies from wanting to land on you. So they'd rub it a little bit in their clothes, and then they'd put it in their hair too. And that would keep flies away. I feel a hell of a lot better, that's for sure. Homemade, handmade butter using nothing but a jar and whipped cream.